Shadow, here. I had to call an emergency meeting of the crew today. We have to talk about a potential threat to the gaming world. This is an act so evil and sinister that it is hard to even speak about it. Now I know what some of you are thinking. The console wars have always been a brutal and bloody battle. Even so, no matter how bloody it got, there were unwritten rules of engagement. After decades of coexisting, Sony has crossed the line if the rumors are to be true. If Sony really is trying to buy Fromsofware, they have engaged in nuclear warfare. This act of aggression cannot stand. Are they trying to destroy the gaming world? Have they no shame? When will this type of madness end? It was bad enough that they kept Square Enix hostage for decades. They deprived so many Xbox players of the ability to experience Final Fantasy. Now they want to take Armored Core and Elden Ring too. This is an act of war. This is bad for so many reasons. For one, Sony will just destroy Fromsofware. Look what they did with Bungie. Soon after they bought Bungie, Sony dismantled the company. Why would they do that to such a legendary studio like Bungie? Was it just revenge against Xbox? We cannot trust the fate of another great studio in the hands of Sony. Their history with these studios is not the best, but we shouldn't be too surprised by these shady tactics by Sony. They have been doing backdoor deals and shady things ever since they got into the gaming industry. Sony has been anti-gamers for a while. They don't want to allow cross-play for most games. How is not allowing all players of a game to play together be considered in gamers' best interest?
You're one to talk, an act of war you say. Xbox drew first blood. It was Microsoft who first broke the rules of engagement and continues to do so. You are hypocrites. Let's look at how many nukes Microsoft has launched in the last few years. You guys bought Bethesda in a failed attempt to shut PlayStation out and bolster your first party. But even how evil of an attack that was on the gaming world, what Xbox did next was the ultimate sin. Microsoft acquired Activision, as if buying Activision is just normal competition. You guys are trying to rig the game. You are trying to take away people's choices. If Xbox owns everything, everyone has to go through you. Don't be mad now that Sony is just using Microsoft's tactics against them. They have no choice. Xbox has turned gaming into a bidding war. It's the only defense Sony has to try and stop Xbox from just buying all the AAA titles. And let's not talk about breaking up studios and firing people. Xbox has been destroying studios left and right for no reason. And you are wrong about Sony's motivation for wanting to buy Fromsofware. It's not for gaming, it's to get more anime. So all of you need to calm down. There is no sinister intent by Sony. Xbox is the one hurting gaming. You want to talk about a bad history of buying companies. How is that Bethesda deal going? Microsoft spent all those billions to lock up Elder Scrolls and Fallout, just to fail horribly. Oh, don't think I forgot about Starfield. I just didn't want to mention it next to those other two AAA titles. Xbox probably had planned to have Starfield as their new crown jewel, to lord over PlayStation, but failed again. And about breaking up companies, what happened to the Redfall team? It seems like Microsoft is firing a mass amount of people every other month. Who did you claim was the anti-gamer company?
Shadow, Black Thumbs Up 84 is right. Microsoft started fighting dirty first. But it really doesn't affect my gaming experience either way. Because those of us over here on Nintendo Island aren't affected by PlayStation and Xbox's petty war. Maybe you two will finally destroy each other. We Nintendo fans were the first in gaming, and we will be the last. Fromsofware and Sony have done a lot of deals together, so you would think the two have a good relationship. So it is believable that this deal could happen. But I'm not sure. Fromsofware wants to give up their independence. Either way, Sony and Microsoft are destroying gaming with all these accusations. It's not about making good games anymore. It is, let's just buy everything, and then it won't matter if we put out a bad game or not. The player base has no choice anymore. If these two companies own all your favorite franchises, you either take whatever they give you, or you give up playing that franchise. This type of thing is not good for any type of gaming. That is why Nintendo is the only company that puts gamers first. Sony and Microsoft went from fighting about who has the best graphics to who can spend the most money on buying studios. There are almost no independent AAA studios left.
What is the big deal anyway? Who wants to carry around a heavy console, or deal with all those wires on a TV? You guys are stuck in the past. Consoles are how games used to be played. True gaming is now played on your phone, didn't you hear? Everything you can do on your consoles I can do on my phone, plus more. You guys need to move on to mobile gaming. Everything will eventually go to mobile, so what is the point in arguing? That is the problem. This stupid console war has been going on for decades. But now is the time for all that to come to an end. It is finally time for all gamers to unite under one banner, the mobile game banner. Mobile is the way to finally bring all gamers together. If Sony buys Fromsofware, it won't matter. Long term we will get all the games on our phones. The console wars are over, mobile has won.
Lady, are you okay? You're kinda crazy. Mobile phone games are not gaming. Mobile gaming would be our friend Nintendo over there. You sound like a supervillain, talking about uniting all people and taking over the gaming world. Okay, Microsoft might have started this buying studios trend. I didn't like it then, and I still don't like it now. I'm saying, this has gotten out of control now. In Microsoft's defense, they have not blocked any game from going to other platforms. Hell, they are letting some of their biggest franchises go on other platforms. Phil Spencer even said he wants Xbox games to be able to be played by everyone, no matter what device they're using. Can we say the same for Sony? Sony likes to do a lot of talking. They said for years that their games would not go to PC like Xbox. For years you heard from fanboys saying that Xbox has no true exclusives because they could play the game on PC too. Then what happened? Sony ended up copying Xbox by putting their first-party titles on PC. So let's stop acting like Xbox has not done some of the best things for gaming. Look at Game Pass, it allows small developers to work on more creative titles. Gamers get to try games they would never have played if not for Game Pass. Xbox has shown that they play well with others. Xbox keeps showing that they are not trying to be the gatekeepers of gaming.
Sony is just trying to protect their IP. Xbox doesn't mind putting their IP on other platforms because they have already lost the console war. They want everyone to play together now because they couldn't win on their own. How does Xbox controlling Activision help gaming? They control Call of Duty and Warcraft, two games that had in the past dominated the industry for over a decade. How are Sony and Nintendo supposed to stand a chance when Microsoft keeps buying out all of its competitors? Microsoft pockets are endless, they throw around billions like nothing, and you talk about playing fair. Like I said before, it is not just about games with Sony. This deal is about games, movies, and anime. It is about the media, possible TV shows and movies based on the Fromsofware library. I don't even know why everyone is making a big deal. This is still only a rumor. What Xbox has done, and continues to do, is fact. It is too late to call foul now. This is now the future of gaming. Xbox doesn't need to try and be gatekeepers because they already are. They own about 80% of all major IPs already. Now you want everyone to play by the rules after you already rigged the game.
I'm more concerned with Sony controlling almost all of the anime in the West. That is just as bad as PlayStation and Xbox buying up all the studios. All of this is just bad news all around. We need to get corporate out of games and anime. This is just a bidding war now. This is not doing anything for the people who play the games. Thank God for Nintendo, the last true gaming company that put the players first. The only thing Sony and Microsoft are going to do is push all their fans back to Nintendo. Let's look at some of the results of all these buyouts over the years. They have not amounted to anything. What new great game has come from many of these studios since they were acquired? It seems like these studios are getting worse once they get acquired. It's like they can now relax and take their foot off the gas. This is why we Nintendo fans never would take part in you guys' stupid console war. This is why Nintendo has not just survived but thrived in every era of gaming.
Yeah, the gaming industry has gotten out of control. What do some of you think about all these studios getting bought? Leave a comment. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It's back to the shadows. Thanks for watching.